Hello! I've decided to re-record this video about my day today because the last time I recorded it I was really tired and I wasn't making much sense. So now, here's the full version of my trip to Sutton and how Grant became a master criminal of the trains. I have committed many sins today. I have probably broken the law and I should actually be fined about £100. We will go through the story from start to finish and talk about all the wonderful characters along the way, like Mr. Drunk, Mrs. Snob, and other people people like that. You know, people on the train, you know, the voices of the trains who go things, who like, the next station is Clapham Junction. Well, there was this one guy who was doing it. Absolute retard. Why the hell did they pick him to do the voices? I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying. He was extremely African or something like this, and he had extremely high communication problems. I mean, it was sort of like he missed out words, like so he'd say, the next station is Portobello. Please gap mind. Thank you. And he talked extremely fast, and so you couldn't hear him. But I thought that was hilarious. So I got up this morning and went over to the train station. I got on a train to Clapham Junction. Do you know how far that is? From Brighton to Clapham Junction. Bloody hours. Fortunately, I didn't have a chance to get bored because of two things. One, I discovered very early on that I was perhaps on a first-class cabin, which absolutely terrified me. Throughout the whole journey, all I could think of in my head was, oh my god, someone's going to catch me. Oh my god, someone's going to catch me. Oh my god, someone is going to catch me. Because apparently it's like a £20 fine if you're caught in first class. Why did I believe that this was first class? Well, a couple of reasons. One, everybody looked business-like. If it wasn't first class, it was business class. Everyone seemed to be wearing suits. Everyone seemed to be posh. Except for one guy who was wearing jeans, who looked extremely scruffy. But most of them looked highly high class and, you know, very posh and business-like. So I thought they were probably, you know, first class customers. Anyway, I got away with it, and I didn't get caught, which was such a relief. But whilst on the train to Clapham Junction, I met this woman whose name is Harrington, and she is definitely an S-N-O-B. Oh yes. But I loved her. She was wonderful. She was quite funny, really, because she was sort of like, oh, hello, darling. I've got this play on, and I thought you might like to come and watch it. I mean, I wrote this play, you know, and it's all about these people who don't know how to live properly. And she was always on the phone. She was on the phone all the way through the journey, talking to clients and things. And she was travelling up to London to finalise some details about properties and such. And yes, and so she was sort of like, oh, hello, lovey. I've got these seats, you see, and I'm getting a table together, and I've got this table, and I thought we'd all go down and watch this play I've written called Naughty Alice in Wonderland. Obviously, it's an adult production. It's got all these innuendos in it, you know, darling, yes. So she was all like that, but she had some sort of connection with Darth Vader. Yes. She is my daughter. No, but I don't know who Darth Vader is, really. I mean, I know he's in Star Wars. Yes, probably. Is it? Yes. But I don't really know much about him. So I haven't watched Star Wars. So I thought I might like Star Trek, but I'm not quite sure about Star Wars. I tell you what, I don't like Star Wars because of how Family Guy portray it. Shit. When Family Guy told me that they were going to do parodies of Star Wars, I was like, don't do it! Wasting all your energy on these crap. I think the next thing you should do is either do Indiana Jones and like do a parody of that, all the Indiana Jones films, or do a parody of my absolute favourite film, the best film ever, which is Titanic, 1997. So yes, that was that, and I met her. She was wonderful. I really enjoyed listening to her. She looks a lot like Gillian McKeith, would you believe? Yes. I thought about saying to her, "Oh, I need someone to act. I need someone to be Gillian McKeith for my videos. Could you mind participating? I'll pay you." But no, obviously not. Then I got off the train, and I was feeling awfully sick. Awfully sick. I mean, I just felt like I was going to be puking and being sick. So when I got on the next train, I was just lying down. And then we got to Sutton, and I had my hospital treatments, which were the dreaded and most horriblest treatment ever devised, which is of course ultrasound. If someone says to you, "Oh, I need an ultrasound," say no. Say no. It's the worst thing ever. No, but it is really. I mean, ultrasound is actually the thing I hate the most, really, because it's just an excuse for them to put jelly on you and make you extremely dirty. I mean, they put that stuff on in great quantities. I mean, they really do. I mean, they chuck all this stuff on you, and then they say, well, you can only have a couple of pieces of paper to clean it up with. It's all over your bloody body. That's why I hate it. It's always a messy procedure. And then I had an X-ray, but my X-ray was X-rated because bit over exaggeration there, but no. She said that I should take off my coat, take off my hoodie, take off my t-shirt. Taking off my t-shirt was very nice because I kind of looked a bit muscular today, all sort of butch. So I thought that was very nice. Butch. But throughout the whole day, I was so hungry. I was starving. And the woman at the beginning of the day told me that the canteen was closed because they had their Christmas lunch. All the staff were having their Christmas lunch in the canteen. So the canteen was closed. Unfortunately, I get lunch when all the hospital stuff is out of the way. So, I mean, it was great big waiting queues. And I thought I was going to faint because she took my blood, the nurse. She took my blood and I was starving hungry, so that wasn't a very good combination. So I got on the bus to Sutton, to the train station, and when I came out of the station earlier that day, I saw this signpost that said McDonald's 2 minutes away. So I came back to that spot and I looked round and it said, and it said McDonald's 2 minutes away. Bollocks! Absolute bollocks! It wasn't 2 minutes away, more like 5. I mean, it was as if this McDonald's doesn't even exist. But when I got there, it was good and bad. It was good because I haven't had a burger from McDonald's since Cyprus, so it was really delicious. And the bad thing was, they are shit. McDonald's in Sutton is absolutely shit. They don't give you any straws, and they don't give you any ketchup, so your meal's not very good. I had to slurp it from my cup. Then I went on the train back to Brighton, but not before getting some mince pies from Asda. I got on the train, but it wasn't that simple. When I went there, it was Brighton, Clapham Junction, Sutton. That easy. On the way back, it was much more difficult. Before we go into where I went, let's talk about the drunk man, because he was quite a big part of the way home. This man, he was sitting on the train with 6 cans of alcohol. I don't know what it was. I think it's some sort of lager. And I admired him terribly. Oh, I did, yes. Not because he was drinking, but because the way he was speaking, very, very bloody good English. Although he did look extremely much like a tramp. And he was sitting there, and he was talking on the phone to his business partner. And he was sort of like, I think what he was trying to do was be very manipulative. And I think, you know, he came back and he wanted to, it was very clear that he was manipulative, like, and he was very posh, but he was very trampy. And he was drinking his alcohol, and I thought, he must be drunk, going down the phone to his business partner. You know what, he's a good salesman, but he's also shit. That's what he said. So it was quite weird. And I met him again. He was on my next train, so that was weird. But yeah, he had to be talked about. And there were a lot of posh people, which is me breaking the law again. I think I went on first class again on my next train. So I think I've been breaking the law there. But what the main thing I was doing to breaking the law was hopping on and off trains. And I was worried that I was perhaps not supposed to be on that train, or I was in the wrong sort of region. I wasn't allowed in that region. Look at that. There was condensation on the window, and because the lamp is shining on the window, it's dried up all the condensation. Isn't that amazing? And yeah, so yeah, I mean, there were a lot of posh people on there, but the main thing I did wrong was, yeah, hopping on off train. And then the ticket man came, the ticket inspector. I always think the best ticket collector in the entire universe is that robot from Doctor Who episode Greatest Show in the Galaxy. He's sort of like, can I have your ticket, please? I would like your ticket. Of course, that story's quite good. I mean, it's surprising that episode has not been put on DVD. It's a very good story. I mean, excuse me, but you are Captain Cook, the famous American explorer. I've got maps at home showing all your journeys and a piece of one of your old shoes. I bought in a souvenir shop. So I love that guy, the nerd person. And of course there's clowns, which is why it's good. And Sylvester McCoy spinning around. I'm spinning around. Talking about songs, before someone actually told me, I used to think that the song Push the Button was actually sounded a little bit like this. I used to think the lyrics went, if you're ready, fuck me hard, you gotta push the button and let me come. I used to think that's what the words were, because it sounds like that. And also, there's, I don't know, this is a less known song, but it's called Sway This Way by, it's from the American Pie movies. And I think it sounds very much like this. Sway, 'cause you're coming into my clitoris. It does actually sound, if you listen to it closely, it does sound like playing with my clitoris. Songs, they're very dirty. Do you know how many songs there are about lollipops? I mean, it's madness. My boy lollipop, sucking too hard on my lollipop. When I heard that there was actually a song called Sucking Far Too Hard on My Lollipop, which is of course an innuendo, or whatever you call it, sucking too hard on my lollipop, I absolutely did not believe that that is an actual song. I do not believe that there is a movie called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I mean, there actually is. Someone actually made a fucking movie about a tomato that kills people. But anyway, back to the story. There's not much more to tell. So yeah, I mean, I was on this train, and I'll tell you what I did. I went from Sutton to Clapham Junction. From Clapham Junction to East Croydon. From East Croydon to Three Bridges. From Three Bridges to Preston Park. I got a train that was going to Littlehampton, and I went from Three Bridges to Preston Park. And then I went from Preston Park to Brighton. It was quite a long journey. I was getting on and off buses all the time. It was quite horrible, very scary. It was very scary because I didn't think I'd ever get home. Because, I don't know whether you probably don't know it, but Three Bridges and Brighton are a long way off. And then I came home and I was absolutely exhausted. I'll tell you how exhausted I was. I couldn't pick up a fork to eat my dinner. I really couldn't. I mean, I picked it up and I was like, oh, God. And I was really rude to Joe, and David. Joel, Joe and David. Because I said to them, sorry, I don't feel like Facebook at the moment. Goodbye. And they all thought I went to sleep, but I didn't, because as you can see, I'm still awake. But no, I didn't go to sleep. I mean, I don't particularly... I can't go to sleep in the day. I think it's... I know other people go, I can't do it. I just lay there and think, God, I can't be bothered, I'm just bored. So, I just lay down for a little bit, don't do anything, and just wake up again.